Hello kids, Patrick Livingstone of EasyAnimalsToDraw.com, and today we're going to be drawing this animal. The Doberman, or Doberman Pinscher. That's because the original dog that it was bred from was called a Pinscher in Germany, like the Dachshund. Okay, so we're starting off with the circle for the chest of the animal, the shoulders and chest of the animal, and that's going to be the largest circle. Now we draw the much smaller circle for the hips. Start with 4 marks. 4 marks defining the 4 points of the circle, and then just fill in. Doesn't have to be perfect. Always remember, it's more important that it's approximately round and it's the right size and the right distance from the other circles. This is key to get the proportions right. Oh, it looks like I made a few mistakes there in terms of the distance and size of the circle, which I've now gotten right, I hope. So here we go with the circle for the head. Quite large ears, so we're drawing in quite large triangles in relationship to the size of the circle for the head, and now a guide for the muzzle. And further dividing the circle for the head so that we have a reference point when we want to put in the eyes. Now joining up the circles to get a general idea for the shape of the body, and the tail, and the forelegs, and the hind legs. Okay, now we've finished our guide, we can start with the actual drawing. You can see now where the drawing guide is useful. That line across the circle for the head, it's very useful, helps us locate where to draw our eyes. And now the nostrils and the nose. And the mouth and the muzzle together. And now if you notice, the ears have a slight curve forward. Very alert looking dog, the Doberman. It was originally developed by a Mr. Louis Doberman, who was a German tax collector who decided that he needed a fairly largish dog to accompany him when he went off to collect taxes from people, because tax collectors are very rarely welcomed. And it was some time ago. It was in the 19th century, and I don't think much was done by computer back then. Now I'm drawing the paws and the claws. As you can see, Doberman has got fairly long legs in relationship to the bulk of the body. Now the hind legs. Drawing the leg nearest to us first. The leg furthest away, mostly hidden, but important also to draw because dog's got 4 legs. Oh, he's going to fall over. Well, looks like we're coming up to the end of the initial drawing, the outline. Soon it'll be time for my favorite bit, where we rub out the drawing guide. This removes the mechanical appearance of the dog. At the moment it looks a little bit like half dog, half machine. A few minutes with that rubber and or eraser. This is a putty rubber. It's particularly soft. It doesn't damage the paper. As usual, of course, it's going to remove some of the drawing as well as the drawing guide. I'll have to go back in and restate that, redraw that. That's totally normal. And not even very difficult, because even when you rub out a line, it still leaves a trace. Okay, and notice the slight curve forward of the ears, giving a very alert appearance to the tax collector dog, as it was known at one point. So originally, Louis Doberman's name was spelled with 2 N's. And at some point, it changed and dropped the N. Relatively small eyes for the size of the dog. Don't be afraid to, if you feel you've made a mistake, as I've just done there, the back leg, the back hind leg wasn't to my liking. Just rub it out and fix it. Don't worry about it at all. Now time for the shading, starting with the nose. See, this is a very athletic looking dog. I expect tax collectors were routinely attacked back in Germany in those days. And having a dog like this with you would possibly make some people think twice about attacking you. Today, Dobermans are often used as police dogs and used by the military. And is a guard dog quite often. You can see why. They look quite fierce. So now drawing the inside of the ear and keeping the outside of the ear a little bit lighter in colour, or rather shade, tonality. And the muzzle itself is pale tan color. So we have to make it a little bit of a lighter shade. Even though the muzzle is paler and tan, it still indicate that the front of the muzzle is a little bit more in shadow. The dog has quite a muscular neck, and when we do the shading now of the neck, it should indicate those muscles. In creating the Doberman, our tax collector used the German Pinscher and the Rottweiler. Which he bred together to create this new breed. Along with some smooth-coated herding dogs. So you notice that the neck looks quite strong by emphasizing the muscles in it. Again, this is a very athletic dog, so and a short-coated dog, smooth-coated dog. So we will be able to see the muscles. Now the legs of the Doberman are paler than the body. Doberman is black and tan, so when we get down to the bottom of the legs, it should be much more pale in shade. What I'm drawing now, in effect, is the elbow of the dog's foreleg. If it was a human and standing up, and those were its arms, when you want to shade and create this quite light tone, hold the pencil. In this case, I'm using what you might call a mechanical pencil, but it's the same thing. Hold it very lightly in your fingers. Hold it very softly. If you want to create a light, soft tone, don't grip the pencil heavily. Grip it very lightly. And build up the tone with many soft, fine strokes. This video is being replayed at twice the original speed that it was recorded at, so I don't actually draw at this speed in real life, and of course neither will you, so don't hesitate to pause the video at any time. As you can see, the bottom of the forelegs are paler, which is representative of the coloration of the Doberman. Tail. It's a little dark underneath, a little lighter on the top. That's enough to then soften it. It's enough to give the general indication that the tail is round. Again, indicating some of the muscles in the hind leg to create this athletic look. Again, the bottom of the back legs are very pale tan. So it's important to show that by keeping it comparatively pale compared to the upper body of the dog, which is obviously black. You might notice that mostly the marks I make are give an indication of with a smooth-haired, very smooth-haired dog. It's not so important that you indicate the direction of the hair, the coat. The dog hairs, the direction of the coat. But you might as well. Does no harm. I'm just going back into the drawing to emphasize the eyes and some other parts a little bit more. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see some more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and smash that bell so that you get notifications of new videos if you'd like that. And don't forget at easyanimals2draw.com you can get a drawing guide, download a PDF, which will help you get started with your drawing of the Doberman pincer.